Greetings to another video. Today's video is going to be all about my first and potentially last race season. So I thought I would just chat to you a little bit about the things that I've really liked about racing, the things that I've not liked so much, and where I go from here, I guess. So yes, I did 10 different races, including road races and crit races, including the regional road race championships, which was an absolute brute of a race. And I got my third CAT license, and I think my best positions, I came 5th twice, which is like, yeah, it's all right. And yeah, I guess the main things that I really loved about it was, obviously it was like a new challenge. I really liked learning that whole like racecraft, not that I'm anywhere near learning enough. It's a big change than just riding with a club to racing. But it also forced me to get more comfortable riding in a really tight bunch, and just getting used to that, because that in itself is like, yeah, that takes a bit of getting used to, and trusting other people's wheels, I guess. And it was fun. Like the races that I did, they were fun. I just love like pushing myself like to the limit and having people's wheels to chase and just trying something different. So I did really enjoy the races that I've done. But there are a few downsides. The crashes. There are a fair few crashes on those races, and one of them was so close to my back. Well, we went over the line at one of the crit races, and two girls' wheels, as they went over the line, they just knocked into each other's, and the girl behind slammed the brakes on. They all went down. I think 2 of those 3 girls broke their collarbones, and it was so close that I was literally in front of them, like the wheel in front, and it just makes me cringe, because I hate collarbones. I've got a really weird thing about collarbones. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it. I don't like them. I don't like how they look. I can't touch them. My dad broke his collarbone quite a few times, and I can't even look at it. They just make me feel sick, and it makes me feel, well. So the idea of me potentially breaking a collarbone, and it's quite common, collarbones are the things to break when you're racing, and that really put me off. And I feel like that also affected my performance a hell of a lot, because I was too scared and a bit too scared to try and get in really tight sometimes and taking risks, because inevitably you need to take risks if you're racing. And I didn't want to do it. So yeah, that was one of the things that really has made me think whether I want to do it anymore. What else? And this is only comparatively. So the races are expensive. I mean, they're not expensive, I guess, in comparison to other things, but they're like, say the 30 quid a race. In my head, I'm thinking, bloody hell, that's like 5 Audaxes. But I understand, because they've got marshals, they've got to close roads sometimes. I understand why they are the price that they are, and I still think they're good value for money if you want to go and race. But for me, I'm just like, that seems quite a lot. And then again, another thing that put me off was driving to some of these races that are maybe 50k, and I'm like, it seems like such a long way to go to ride for 50k. Like for me, I'm like, I don't mind driving somewhere if I know I'm going to get a really big day out of it. But some of those races are just like one of the ones that sticks in my head was just around an industrial park in the rain, and I'm just like, this is not really, personally for me, that's not why I want to ride bikes. And I guess, and I'm really grateful that I've done this season, because it's made me realise how much I absolutely love endurance stuff and longer riding and bike packing and like that style of riding rather than racing. But if you are wanting to get into racing, and what really helped me was Ride Like a Girl. So they are a group of women based in the north, and that's just a way of encouraging you. They put on like go races, which are just like intro crit races to get into racing. That's how I got into it. They're like the pros and cons of it. I guess also as well, because it is a competitive thing, it can be more cutthroat. And I guess in that, and I shouldn't compare because they're two completely different things, but in like the Audax world, it's just like not competitive, like in the slightest, and not in my experience anyway. Everyone is just so like, there's no rush to get back basically. And obviously if you're racing, you want to come first, or you want to come as fast as you can. So it can be a little bit more cutthroat and a little bit catty at times. And this is just my personal experience. This might not be for, you know, your area of racing, but from my experience, it was a little bit. But yeah, I reckon that's it. So what am I going to do going forward? Obviously, my training is going to always be now for endurance stuff. I just love the long days on the bike and long multi-day events. So definitely going to be doing my training for that. Another thing that I thought about maybe having a go at is time trialing, because I feel like with time trialing, you're still getting like the really good workout, which is what I loved about the racing, that you got a really good, like, you just smashed it. And I think actually racing gets the best out of you because you are against other people in the real world, whereas I think when you're on your own, you maybe don't push as hard. So that's one thing that I did love about it. But yeah, I feel like maybe time trialing, maybe just giving that a go, see how I get on with that, because this is the thing, like, I want to try everything. I do want to give everything a try and figure out what I actually love doing, what I don't like doing as much, and then sharing that experience with you. So maybe if you want to try it, or maybe you don't want to try it. Also, cross. I need to get a cross bike sorted, but I really want to try cross. So if you've got any tips for me, or anywhere that I can go and practice cross, because I don't want to just start in a cross race, I think that might be a little bit too much. But yeah, if you've got any tips for me, I live in Manchester obviously, so if you know anywhere near Manchester that I can go and just practice doing a little bit of like training, because I think that would be really beneficial, just to like bike handling and stuff like that. And then yeah, I guess that's it. That is my first and potentially last race season. But we'll see next year. We'll see how I get on. If there's any ones that really catch my eye, I think, do you know what, I really like a crack at that. Maybe I will. Or maybe I've done my last ever race. Who knows? No, I've definitely done my last race. But let me know what your thoughts are on racing. And yeah, I'll see you next video. Oh, also, if you haven't already, sorry, my nose is bloody freezing today. I need to get the heating on. I've been doing some live streams on my Instagram. Got to plug the old Instagram. So yeah, if you want to follow me on there, it's at Katie Kookaburra with a 1 on the end. I would love to come and have a little chat on there. And if you've got any questions, I do quite regular Q&A kind of responses, like on my Instagram stories. So feel free to come and ask me a question there, or ask me a question here. And I'll see you next video. Bye! Ta-ra!